Hello. So we all remember the Monica Lewinsky scandal, or I should say most of us, in America at least. We remember, and in fact, we are not allowed to forget the Monica Lewinsky scandal and how that led to the 42nd president, Bill Clinton, being impeached. He is also only one of two presidents, American presidents, to be impeached. But what if, with all of her charm, beauty, and intelligence, Hillary Rodham chose a different route when world scholar and apparently handsome Mr. Bill Clinton was courting her when they both attended Yale back in 1971. Can you imagine Hillary Rodham not being married to Bill Clinton? Now, they have been married for what, 50, I guess? Somewhere around 50 years now, I guess. I'm guessing based on their age. Somewhere around there. But obviously it has been an effort to stay together, I'll say. I'm going to say more of an effort on Hillary's part than Bill's. And it makes you wonder how that marriage made it and survived this long. Obviously, Hillary is devoted to Bill Clinton and is a woman who respects her vows, I guess. I don't know. But they have been married, and throughout their marriage, we, the public, have been witness to the ups and downs. Not that most marriages don't go through that, but obviously with him being the American president, there's more scrutiny that is placed on him, which makes us, the public, more judgmental of the infidelity and the whispers of infidelity within that marriage. So, what am I talking about, right? That brings me to the book I recently read, which is Rodham by Curtis Sittenfeld. Now, this came out, I think, back in 2020. But yes, it says 2020 copyright. But I just discovered it, and I discovered it by accident when I was at the library. But I'm so glad I picked it up because it was quite interesting. So this is a fictional take on what could have been if Hillary didn't marry Bill Clinton. And the author, she uses books that were written by Hillary Clinton. She talked about her references, which were biographies, but also different podcasts. Okay, I'm looking for where she said, for some reason, okay, it's not in the physical book, but when I listened to the audio, it did, here it is. Okay, here it is. So yeah, she took from books like Living History by Hillary Rodham Clinton, My Life by Bill Clinton, and actual speeches from, I think, Clarence Thomas and some other politicians and different podcasts. So it's well researched where her inspiration came from and how that played a role in the narrative. But this story was quite interesting. I normally don't pick up stuff like this, but I decided to give it a chance, and I was pleasantly surprised. I did enjoy it. Now, I will say it does focus a lot on politics. I mean, it's Hillary Clinton, so. But it basically is divided into 7 chapters. Okay, it doesn't say here, but it has a prologue, and then there's 7 chapters, and they're sectioned by years. So there's 1971, there's 1991, there's 2015. It's different years, and throughout the years, you meet prominent politicians who are real life names, real life prominent figures like Clarence Thomas, Thurgood Marshall. There was the senator, or I guess I should just say politician, but was it Gary Hart or something like that? The one who was running for president, but then it was found out that he committed infidelity, and then that ruined his candidacy. So there's real life history in this story, while Sittenfeld is telling a story, a fictional story. But the ending, the ending reads kind of like a Disney movie. It's a little bit too perfect. No, I don't even want to say perfect, but it's, what's the word? I guess too optimistic, I would say, and maybe too ambitious, but I'm not going to spoil it. That's the ending, okay? Before you get to the ending, it does have some current events influence in the narrative. There's a Me Too situation that happens. There's a men's only society, kind of perverted society, I should say, secret society going on, or whatever you want to call it. It's like an adult frat situation that is exposed, and Bill Clinton is a participant. So there's a lot of real life influencing the fiction in this story. It does feel very liberal, but and then it focuses a lot on Democrats. There's not, I mean, maybe I overlooked it, that's possible, but it does focus on Democrats more than Republicans, and what it is saying about the Democrats is not good. That's just what I will say. But Hillary, she meets President, well, in this book, he's not the president, but she meets Bill in 1971 at Yale, and they like each other, and they have a good, I believe they had a good first impression of each other, but I don't quite remember their meet cute, or if we would call it that, but I don't remember it. But they meet at Yale, and then things happen, and they go their separate ways. I will say it does depict Hillary Clinton as a desirable woman, you know, like she has options. She's not just hanging around waiting for Bill Clinton to make her an honorable woman. So I liked that, and I think that's different because Hillary Clinton is portrayed as very, what's the word? I don't know. Not, well, I don't want to say that, but just, it almost seems like she doesn't have a sexuality. But not that you would be looking for that with her, but just because of the way she is portrayed to the public, you don't see that. So in this book, you kind of get a glimpse of her as a woman. And I remember thinking to myself, I wonder why people or women, well, not women specifically, I would say people, yeah, because both men and women have a very visceral reaction to Hillary Clinton. It's like you either like her or you don't, and it's, I would say the majority don't like Hillary Clinton. That's what it feels like and sounds like. And I was wondering to myself, why do people not like Hillary Clinton? But what I've come to realize is she went to Yale in 1971. And that was at a time when most women weren't becoming lawyers. That wasn't the norm. So she's already, well, first of all, you have her at Yale. So that puts her in the minority. And then you have her a female aspiring lawyer. So again, that keeps her in the minority. And then it's just her overall, I think her education and intelligence, women are threatened by, but also men, because they're not used to having to be in the room with a woman in those professional settings. They're used to it just being the men. And here comes Hillary Clinton. And they're like, well, who does she think she is? So I think it's the audacity of Hillary Clinton that really puts people off. They probably won't admit it, but I think it's that audacity to be a woman and have a career, and not just any career, but be a lawyer. So some people maybe that's making them question what they chose to do, and they're not liking the answers. I don't know. But people really don't like Hillary. But either way, I thought this was a great, fascinating read, and I would recommend this book. Not many people, honestly, I don't hear anyone talking about this book, so that's why I figured I would put this at the front of your minds, okay? So if you like a book that has a heavy political plot, obviously it's about the real life woman, Hillary Rodham Clinton, but it is fiction. But because it's about Hillary, there's a lot of politics in here. So if you like that in your fiction, you'll like this. But also there is the romance within the story as well. So it was a good time. It was a good time. And for it to be, okay, yeah, it's 400 and something pages. Let's see. 420 pages. It didn't feel long at all. It was, I would say, a fast read. So, but anyway, those are my thoughts on this book. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, give it a like and subscribe, and tell me, what do you think about the possibility of Hillary not being married to Bill Clinton? Would you want to read a book about Hillary not being married to Bill Clinton? Tell me your thoughts on that. But anyway, I will put the link to this book in the description if you want to check it out. And that's all for now. I will catch you in the next video. Bye.